Crystal Dynamics' The Horde for 3DO combines a mini-movie with a strange fusion of strategy game and arcade hack and slash. You're the central character in a somewhat goofy story of the Middle Ages, complete with a scheming villain, a powerful sword, lots of evil and stupid monsters to kill, and of course, cows. You're a castle servant named Chauncey, who gains favor with the king through timely use of the Heimlich maneuver. This scene is shown in a film segment, and overacted beyond belief, with the barely capable Chauncey played, appropriately enough, by the barely capable Kirk Cameron. The king, played by Michael McCarthy, is so overcome with gratitude that he dubs his lifesaver Sir Chauncey the Brave. This angers the evil High Chancellor Mailer, played by Michael Gregory, and he determines to make Chauncey's life more painful than it should be. He's delighted to hear that Sir Chauncey's first task is to rescue the Shimto planes from the frequent attacks of, yes, you guessed it, the Horde. The Horde is composed of diverse Hordlings, ranging from the hyperactive adolescents to the really slow but almost unstoppable juggernauts. There are also the piranhas, the shamans, and various terrain adaptations. These fiends do have some important features in common, though. They're very hungry, very stupid, and very messy when they burst like overripe tomatoes. You have to defend your domain from these voracious idiots, and also make enough money from its agriculture to pay the High Chancellor's ever-rising taxes. The game starts as a strategy field, in which you have 2 real-time minutes to prepare for the inevitable Horde attack. You can expand the lakes to the point where any Hordling who wanders in will drown. You can also build fences or dig spiked pits, but you must remember that anything that hinders the Horde can also hinder you. This becomes a very real problem when the 2 minutes end and the wholesale slaughter begins. At this point, it becomes obvious that Chauncey is not cut out for this line of work. Free swings of the heavy sword Grimthwack are too close together, and he gets dizzy. This may seem like quite a drawback, but it also makes for a great excuse to tell your friends if you don't match their scores. Just tell them you weren't playing badly, you were doing a very good job of role-playing a clumsy and incompetent character. On the financial side of things, you can chop down and sell trees to make some quick cash, but you'd better remember to replant them for another season. You can also buy cows as a long-term investment, but the Hordlings have a strong yen for steak tartare, and human flesh, and anything else that happens to be in their path for that matter. When you get enough money, you can hire help or buy magic items, but holding on to your hard-earned crowns for that long is not an easy task. Every now and then, your crystal ball will deliver a film segment report from FNN, the Franzpowanki news network, telling you about important happenings, like when several overzealous wizards decide to prevent an upcoming drought with 3 separate rain spells, and end up causing a terrible flood.
A major flood watch is in effect.
The graphics are very good. Particularly nice are the citizens walking their roads and the cows grazing in the field. They are even smoother than the film segments. The Hordlings are not particularly frightening, but this just isn't that kind of game. The sound effects are often very funny. When an unfortunate cow is eaten in one gulp by a hungry Hordling, he lets out a surprised moo. The only problem with the sound is that the music is far too repetitive. Given that you spend 4 or 5 years in one village, you'd think they could write a new song every once in a while. The film portions are not as funny as the rest of the game, unfortunately. I'm sure it's deliberate, but they have all the subtlety of a road accident. As usual, the best part is the bad guy. Michael Gregory as the High Chancellor is reminiscent of Dr. Clayton Forrester on Mystery Science Theater 3000. He just enjoys being evil so much. As for Kirk Cameron, you may actually be grateful for the chance to lead him to his death or imprisonment. The Horde is the first worthy game I've seen for the 3DO. Despite the asinine video scenes, which mercifully were not incorporated into the gameplay, there's an awful lot to like about the Horde. The graphics really push the 3DO to its limit, and the animation must be seen to be believed. Sound effects are atmospheric, and the music is excellent if repetitive. The best part about it, however, is that it's a totally original game concept, something as rare these days as an adolescent Hordling on the Shimto Plains. At least when Chauncey Grimthwacker and I get through with them.